What's up guys, Shawn here. So I just got in the mail the Insta360 Evo, and I wanted to do a proper unboxing in my studio, but I've been moving my studio around so much that my unboxing table is kind of a storage unit right now. So since it's a beautiful day, I thought we'd do old school unboxing back in the day, Shawn Studios. So this is the Insta360 Evo. Let's check it out. All right, guys. So the Insta360 Evo I want to show you a couple other cameras before I bring out the Insta360 Evo. So this is the Lenovo Mirage, okay? And this is the Insta360 One X. And I'm really hoping that doesn't fall over. So it's just going to be out of its case for a couple of seconds. But if these two cameras had a baby, it would be the Insta360 Evo. The Insta360 One X is the industry leader in 360-degree consumer 360-degree cameras that are attainable, that are at a good price point, that anybody can grab and start taking 360-degree video and photos. Records, I believe, 5.7K videos, takes wonderful pictures. So this is the best consumer 360-degree camera kind of on the market right now. There's some other ones that have better features here, better features there, but as far as an all-in-one package, this is my favorite. This is the Lenovo Mirage. So this is a VR 180 camera that allows you to take 3D video, but it's the first camera that's really been a part of Google's VR 180 format. So it's a 180-degree video, but if you're watching it on your TV, you can crop it to a 2D video. So you want to put all your content kind of in the middle of the video. In a VR headset, you can look around and look at different things, but on a TV or computer monitor, you can just look straight on and watch the video as well. So it's one of like a one-size-fits-all video content, and that's what I think is brilliant about VR 180. The Insta360 Evo is kind of a marriage between these two. So this is a 360-degree camera, so you can create a 2D VR experience in 360 degrees, or you can unfold it, and it's in unfolded mode right now. You can take 180-degree 3D. So you've got your left eye, your right eye, and this does all the math for you. All you got to do is record a video, stick it in your VR headset, and all of a sudden you can look around in 3D. And I don't know if any of you have experienced 3D before, but ever since I got the Oculus Go last year, I've been addicted to it. It's one thing to see other people's experiences, and a lot of creators out there making beautiful videos and beautiful experiences. But it's another thing. I recorded a birthday party, and when I was recording the birthday party, I was standing over here talking to the father. And so I remember that memory from that point of view. But once you take this video, VR 180 video, and put it in your headset, all of a sudden you can relive that moment and look over there. Or you can relive that moment and look over there. And I just think it's going to get better, guys. So there are a couple cameras on the market that do this very same thing, where it's a 360-degree camera that unfolds or folds down into a VR 180 camera. But Insta360 has gained my respect. So that's the reason I purchased this one, because I know their FlowState stabilization is the best out there. And compare that to VR 180. This resolution is 5.7K, whereas this resolution is only 4K. So this resolution's better. The lenses are still pretty small, but we're gonna unbox this and I wanna show you what I get. So let's do it. First of all, I'm gonna put these cameras back in their pouches so I don't accidentally scratch a lens because I'm multitasking. So what we're gonna unbox today, this is the Insta360 Evo Get Set Kit, okay? Now they've got 3 packages right now. The camera by itself is $419, but I'd rather not talk about prices because it's gonna change probably in a year by the time someone actually watches this video. But at time of release, $419. And then for I think an extra $20, you get a 32 gigabyte memory card. And then for another $20, you get the Insta360 selfie stick, okay? So this is another selfie stick, the same one I already have, but it works with the Insta360 One and 1X and this new Evo. So when you're in my business, you can't have enough selfie sticks, okay? So we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. This is kind of an extra feature, but it doesn't hurt to get it out of the package. So this is the Insta360 One X selfie stick. The One had a bigger head on it. This one has a smaller head because the Insta360 One X is so tiny. But beautiful selfie stick. No matter what your stitch line, this is long enough to get, to kind of handle the stitch line, and we'll talk about stitch line in a minute. It's got metal 1/4 at the bottom. That's very important because Insta360 One had a plastic metal, so they've kind of learned from their mistakes, and they put metal on here, and this is metal. It's got a little rubber tip to keep your camera from spinning around. I've had cases where my Insta360 One fell out of the sky when I put it on a drone because my mounting solution didn't have a rubber tip, so it just kind of vibrated and unscrewed itself. So that's important. All right, so now we have the Insta360 Evo. And we're gonna go through the box a little bit. So on the box, on the front, you have the camera. Okay, it's a nice, open, beautiful presentation. On the side, it shows a diagram of how it flips and how it turns around. On the back, you have this kind of beautiful picture, and it kind of lets you know how you can celebrate, a moment in time with the Evo. And on the side, it has all the stuff that it does. So it has 3D, 180 degrees, 360 degree capture, 5.7K video, 18 megapixel photos, and a quick folding design. I've already sliced it open, and I already played with it last night and charged it up. So I'm gonna take it up, open it up right here. We'll slide this out here. Put that there. We have a box full of instructions. Even though instructions are important, there's online tutorial videos, and there's a lot of people making videos, like Shawn Studios is a good resource. Just kidding. But instructions are good, but nowadays I think a lot of people learn from videos, which is what makes what I do so important. This is a box that has a VR headset. It's a lot like Google Cardboard. It's basically foldable lenses that go with this foldable camera that you put on your foldable phone. If you have those are out now. But what it allows you to do is allows you to view your videos on site without hooking it up to an Oculus Rift or Oculus Go or anything like that. You can actually see the 360 degree video just on your phone. And something else, one of the things that I didn't purchase from Insta360 is there's a phone case that allows you to view everything on the phone. But we'll talk about that in a different video. I might end up buying that and just kind of go through that at a later time. But that is an option, but it's not in the base kit. It's an extra accessory. And then here, this is our cord. So those are the boxes that you get in the box. All right, so I'm gonna start putting these things back, putting these boxes back in the box. But here we have a USB cable with mini USB, or this is micro USB and regular USB. So these are just lenses that kind of fold out. And if this was your cell phone, you would just put it on your cell phone and you'd be able to view view your 360 or 180 3D scenario. So that's pretty cool. And I got to be careful about these lenses. One time I was doing a review in the summer and the sun was blazing through the lens. And I don't know if you guys have ever burned dance with a magnifying glass or anything like that, but I had one of those scenarios going on. So there's that. In this box, we have this, which I'm super excited about. This is a metal tripod base for your Evo, which I love that stuff. I'm all about it. And this is a nice little microfiber type case. And I love these types of cases because you can just throw your camera in there. And I always put my camera in there and I just kind of rub on the lenses to get any fingerprints off or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. So this is the Insta360 Evo, guys. It's pretty cool. I love the design. A lot of people that are kind of used to 360-degree cameras think that this is kind of an ugly design. And the views came out recently with the XR camera, and it looks a lot kind of more streamlined and kind of it's a nicer presentation. But at the end of the day, the video and the stabilization is really what I want. And this camera is so small and it doesn't really draw attention to itself. And I like cameras that are, for one, they're black. That Lenovo Mirage is like, kind of looks like a toy to me. This looks like a professional camera. It looks a lot like the Garmin 360 to me. Just because it's more, when it's folded up, it's more of a cube. Some of the things that I'm trying to get used to is the fact that it's off-centered. You know, when building it, since it's a foldable design, it has to fit on a tripod closed, it has to fit on a tripod open. And so one of the design struggles that Insta360 probably had here was, where do you put the mounting hole? So, but overall, you know, holding it in my hand, you know, if I'm right-handed, you know, I don't have to put my hand in the center of my face. I can put my hand over here and I can still put something in front of me and be centered. Something else that's a little bit fiddly, but I don't think it's a huge deal, is how it switches back and forth. Now, the Views XR has a spring-loaded approach. And, you know, whenever you have cameras with moving parts, you never know how long those moving parts are going to last. You know, like the camera that I'm using here, the Canon GX10, you know, the weakest point of that camera is my little viewfinder that flips out on the side. It's being held on by this tiny little piece. So what I like about this is they have this huge hinge going all up and down the camera, and it's hinged on this side and it's hinged on that side. So I feel whenever this is in place, I feel like it's pretty solid. The other thing is it locks itself in place. So, so you can't accidentally undo it. And I'll show you guys how you switch it around. Push this button, flip it around, clamp it shut, and then pull this lever until it locks. So there's this lever. You push that button and it undoes it. You push that back in. Then when you bring it around, snap it into place. So it takes a little bit getting used to, but I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Yesterday I did some test videos. I didn't have much of an issue. What's really cool is it knows what position it's in. So if you're in this position, it will record VR 180, and if it's folded up, it'll record in 360 degrees. So now I think we're going to take a video with it. So let's check this out. Another downside is it doesn't have a viewfinder, but it's kind of hard to viewfind this, but it does work with the app seamlessly. And what's nice about getting a camera from a company that's built apps for years and has already figured out a lot of the problems that creators have and a lot of the solutions that creators need, you know, this camera does a lot already. So you turn it on, by pushing this little button, and now it's on. And there is basically video mode and photo mode on top. So if you push this button, it'll take a picture. Okay, so that was the picture. And then if you push the mode button again, it'll turn it over to video mode. And when you start recording, it'll start recording video. So this is us on the Insta360 Evo. This is a sound test. We got a bird chirping over here trying to get in my video. But for the most part, it's pretty quiet out here. So this should be really good video of me. And what's beautiful about this footage is I have two 360-degree lenses to play with. So I can do a VR 180 experience where you can see over here, you can see over there. You know, you can look around in a headset if you're watching it, but I also have a pretty good video crop here. Now remember, this is recording in 5.7K, so you can pull a pretty decent 4K crop out of it. Okay? Not the best 4K crop, but when the next version of this camera comes out and they're like 6K or 7K or 8K, you'll be able to get a 4K video out of it. So, super excited about this technology, and I'm super excited about where cameras are going. So, yeah, this is VR 180. And when it's recording, on the front, you've got two LEDs. I'll show you. So on the front, you've got two LEDs that are blinking at you, like that. And then you have LEDs on the top that are switching back and forth. And that's letting you know, depending on what angle it's at, whether it's taking a picture or it's recording a video, okay? Which is really important when you're out in the field. So a lot of some of these tiny little things on the camera are hard to see in different lighting. So you've got a gray marking on a black camera in kind of a low lit room. You really can't read it. But if you hit record, and all of a sudden those LEDs are letting you know what's happening. So pretty cool. Okay guys, now that I have it out of the box, here's some initial videos and photos that I've taken with this. So there are a couple cons that I have about this camera. When the Insta360 One came out, and I'll show you this, the Insta360 One X, when it came out, the things that I loved about the camera, first of all, it has replaceable batteries. And that was something that I begged for because the Insta360 One didn't have that capability. And the other thing that I love about this was the LCD screen. So from a distance, I could tell what was going on, okay? So out of the box, this camera is perfectly functional, and I can change settings and stuff like that. This camera, even though it has some amazing features, left out the capability of changing batteries out, so you're stuck with the video, with the battery life in the camera. And there's really no indicator besides the LED lights as to what's going on, okay? And it's pretty simple. If it's open, you're doing VR 180. If it's closed, you're doing 360. And then the other options are video and photo. And so you can do video and photo in 180 or 360, okay? But the other con that I have is it's asymmetrical as far as mounting. So here, the tripod's sticking out over there, and when you close it, tripod's over there. So when you're dealing with the stitch line, it's really hard to handle the stitch line because the mounting solution is not even in the middle of the camera. So, so there's that concern that I have. The other concern that I have is the stitch line. Now the Garmin Verb 360 has a bigger stitch line, but the lenses are bigger. So with these tiny lenses, you know, you still have a pretty crazy stitch line. So you're going to have to be mindful as to where your stitches are. Again, Insta360 1X, I've almost forgotten where my stitch line is because it doesn't even matter anymore. Okay. Back when we used to have all of our 360 cameras were big and wide like this, we had to figure out where the stitch line would be. Like we'd put the stitch line on a brick wall, or we'd put the stitch line, you know, places where people wouldn't walk. So that's going to be a concern here. But for it being a one camera fits all solution, I think what they've done here is great. So that's been my video for the Insta360 Evo. Stay tuned to Shawn Studios for more videos about the Insta360 Evo. We're gonna go do some field tests. I don't think doing an intro video for a camera is enough for my channel. I don't want to be the guy that, you know, makes a video and then hands it off to the people and then everybody watches my channel, and I don't want to be that guy. I'm the kind of guy that I want to do a field test. I want to show you guys whether this camera is worth it or not. I'm going to go out and record 360 videos, 180 videos, show you how to edit it in the computer, post it to YouTube so it's functional. We're going to look at it in the Oculus Go. You know, you check out YouTube VR as opposed to just putting the file on your computer, or using the Insta360 app that lets you stream from the camera to the Oculus Go. And the Oculus Quest is coming out, so I'll be purchasing that soon. So we're going to try all those things out. I'm also planning on putting it on a drone. We're going to do some Segway adventures where I'd drive through Nashville on my Segway, so you guys can see stabilization and all that kind of stuff. So here's the Insta360 Evo. This is what came in the box. And yeah, please like and subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell for notifications of when I put more videos out about the Insta360 Evo. And have a wonderful day, guys. Peace out.